Hey guys, for this episode of Coins and History, we have a 1966 50-cent coin from Uganda. This coin, which is equal to a half shilling, is made from copper nickel. The obverse features the Ugandan coat of arms, which is made up of a shield containing waves, a sun, and a drum. On the left is a Ugandan cob, a type of antelope, and on the right a crested crane. The very small motto inscription at the feet of the animal says, "For God and my country." Above the coat of arms are the words, "Bank of Uganda," and below it the value and denomination, 50 cents. The reverse also displays the Bank of Uganda at the top of the coin, and the middle is a gray-crested crane in front of a mountain. The value is again shown at the bottom along with the year 1966. In addition to that information, this is the first year that Uganda put out coins as an independent nation. Now let's journey back to the year of today's episode, 1966, a time which can obviously be still remembered by a lot of people today. This was a very turbulent and interesting time in Uganda's early history, but to understand it better, we should briefly go back even earlier. On October 9th, 1962, Great Britain gave the country their independence. A popular politician instrumental in the transition named Milton Obote became the Prime Minister. At this time, Buganda, which is a large kingdom with a majority Protestant population within Uganda, enjoyed a considerable autonomy. A year later, the country became a republic, and the Ganda people from Buganda experienced even more success as one of their own, Mutesa II, became president of the entire country. As we now analyze the year in question, 1966, we discovered that the prosperity of Buganda did not last. The reason being was known by many names, which include the Mango Crisis, the Buganda Crisis, the Kabaka Crisis, along with several other titles which are sometimes used. The very first signs of trouble came the year before when Milton Obote, leading general Idi Amin, opened an account with the Ottoman Bank. The very next day, 340,000 East African shillings were wired to the account. Amin was accused of illegally obtaining funds during the operation into the Congo, and also for profiting off of coffee and ivory and gold. The case was dragged on into the next year until eventually Parliament unanimously failed to act against Obote and Amin. Then, as if feeling emboldened by getting off scot-free from the gold scandal, Obote made an even more drastic move on February 24th. He suspended Mutesa as president and abolished all of the autonomous kingdoms within Uganda. Initially, he asked the president peacefully, but after Mutesa sought help from the international community, Obote sent in forces led by Amin to attack the presidential palace. However, Mutesa decided to fight back with the support of a few thousand Buganda supporters. In the end, Amin's forces were able to overrun the ill-equipped supporters of the president, and it was clear that he had no choice left to flee. This was known as the Battle of Mango Hill. The now deposed president was fortunately able to escape into Burundi, disguised as a priest, and after making a few other stops, he eventually got asylum in the UK, where he lived until his mysterious death 3 years later in 1969. On a side note, as a complement to this video, I highly encourage those of you who don't already know about Idi Amin's political future to investigate it. He is one of the world's most evil and most eccentric despots of all time, and a little bit of research is definitely worth your time. That being said, this is Coins and History.